Eternal glory to our martyrs. Welcome to our news broadcast. Here are the headlines. Eritrea's Martyrs' Day observed with patriotic zeal. Responsibility to support families of martyrs. Death toll in Nigeria clashes rises to 125. Pakistan and China signed $4.8 billion nuclear power plant deal. In our domestic news, Eritrea's Martyrs' Day, 20 June, was observed inside the country and abroad with patriotic zeal. At the official commemoration today, President Isaias Afwerki laid wreath at the Asmara Martyr Cemetery in honor of and remembrance to Eritrea's heroic martyrs. The ceremony included public procession from Shidda Square to the Martyr Cemetery, as well as cultural shows depicting the heavy sacrifice paid for freedom and sovereignty. The event was attended by ministers, senior government and PFDJ officials, army commanders, religious leaders, members of the diplomatic corps, as well as a number of Asmara residents. On the eve of Martyrs' Day, 19 June, candlelight vigil was conducted in the streets of Asmara, and especially at the Liberation Avenue and Bahtimis Karam Square, in which thousands of Asmara residents took part to pay homage to Eritrea's heroes and heroines who paid their precious lives for the national independence and sovereignty of the nation. Eritrea's Martyrs' Day was observed across the country with candlelight vigil and laying wreath at the Martyrs Cemetery, as well as with cultural and artistic performances portraying the day. At exactly 1 o'clock in the afternoon hours today, the Eritrean people, led by the National Radio and Eritrean Television, conducted 1 minute silence in observance and memory of Eritrean martyrs. At the event organized in connection with 20 June Martyrs' Day, Youth Workers Organization in Asab Subzone said that they have assumed responsibility for supporting 40 families of martyrs for 2 years. Mr. Usman Abdul Qadir, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students in the Southern Red Sea region, noted that supporting the families of martyrs is the responsibility of every citizen, and that the Youth Workers Organization has been distributing 500 nakfa monthly to 55 families of martyrs since 2019, which attests to their awareness and commitment. During the event, he commended the initiative the Youth Workers Organization has taken. Mr. Yosef Sahaye, head of the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare branch in the region, on his part, said that so far the Youth Workers Organization has extended over 1.1 million nakfa in support of families of martyrs and called on others to follow the noble example and strengthen their contributions. At the event, 40 families of martyrs received 3,000 nakfa each, while material support was made to 25 families of martyrs worth of 5,000 nakfa. Nationals residing in various countries commemorated Eritrea's Martyrs' Day with patriotic zeal. According to reports, a number of nationals in Israel commemorated Martyrs' Day in Tel Aviv, featuring various programs depicting the day. At the event, the nationals contributed $11,000 towards augmenting the National Martyrs Trust Fund, while nationals in Charlotte, the U.S., and Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, enthusiastically commemorated Martyrs' Day. At the candlelight vigil ceremony conducted on 19 June at the Eritrean Embassy compound in Riyadh, nationals renewed their pledge to live up to the expectations of Martyrs Trust and contributed 18,482 Saudi riyals towards augmenting the National Martyrs Trust Fund. At the commemoration event organized in Dammam, Saudi Arabia, the nationals also contributed 5,010 riyals. Members of the Eritrean community in Cairo also expressed commitment to live up to the expectations of Martyrs Trust and contributed $1,160 and 9,230 Egyptian pounds towards the trust. Similarly, nationals in Zambia commemorated Eritrea's Martyrs' Day with patriotic zeal. Please stay tuned for the international right after the short break. The death toll from fighting between farmers and herders in Nigeria's Central Plateau state has risen to 125, local media reported. The violence began late Monday with an initial death toll of 30 in two neighboring villages of Plateau as gunmen shot sporadically at local residents. Gunmen in Nigeria have killed dozens of people and kidnapped a number of children in separate attacks in 2 northern states, police and residents said on Sunday, the latest incidents in a region dogged by armed violence. Armed gangs on motorbikes frequently take advantage of thinly stretched security forces in the region to kidnap villagers, motorists, and students for ransom. In north-central Benue State, gunmen killed 25 people and set their houses on fire during an attack on Saturday on the Emande Bakabage community. The motive of the attack was not known. Pakistan and China signed a $4.8 billion deal today to build a 1,200 megawatt nuclear power plant. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said he hails the investment by China, a country that Pakistan views as its most dependable ally. Work on the Chasma 5 project would begin immediately following the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between China National Nuclear Corporation and Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission. The Chasma 5 project will be built in the central province of Punjab. Located in the southern port city of Karachi, Pakistan's total nuclear energy production capacity rose to 1,400 megawatts with the opening of the country's 6th nuclear power plant that supplies 1,100 megawatts power 2 years ago. Chinese partners have offered a $100 million discount for the latest project. The project, originally planned to start a couple of years ago, will help Pakistan make the transition away from reliance on fossil fuels. Please stay tuned now for a recap of tonight's headlines. Eritrea's Martyrs' Day observed with patriotic zeal. Responsibility to support families of martyrs. Death toll in Nigeria clashes rises to 125. Pakistan and China signed $4.8 billion nuclear power plant deal. And that was our news for tonight, dear viewers. Again, eternal glory to our martyrs.